I know that narCOnon is on the org board at the org. It is on the board.
Down there.
It is. I have never been in. I haven't been in a church. I would really like to go into one just out of curiosity.
I wonder if narCONon's name showed up on the
video.
video.
Where is narCOnon branch located here?
There are no narCOnon branches in Columbus or in Ohio even. There's one in Albion and one in Battle Creek, Michigan.
Okay.
I know there's a few in California. They're all over the world.
Yeah.
They're all over. So.
Wow.
That may change once the ideal org's up and running, if the ideal org gets up and running.
Yeah.
Because they're putting in everything they need for the purif, so the purification rundown.
The ideal org they're building on Double Nine.
And vitamins.
They got the old time order building.
They're building a new org.
A giant one?
Yeah, it's called the Ideal Org. It's supposed to be the launching ground for clearing the state in part of the campaign to clear the planet.
Okay.
So, big modern building that they think is going to be imposing and will give them the stature they need to attract more people.
Yeah, ain't going to attract more people.
Yeah, well, that's what they think. That's, I mean,
I used to pay my cable bill there.
Is down because their orgs look old-fashioned. They need these new modern ideal orgs.
What name is it being put under?
Ideal Org Columbus, I think.
So it's going to be actually registered as Ideal Org and registered as like...
Yeah, be there a church.
No, it'll be the Church of Scientology.
Oh, do we know who the agent is yet?
No.
We'll have to look that up.
I'll bet Downstaff knows.
It's probably John. Because he is the president. We know a little bit about the church. We don't. He's been there all 4 protests.
They're
No, I missed the first one.
What is the group called? Anonymous?
Anonymous.
Because I don't know anything about it.
It's not really a group. It's more of a collective.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of people who post on forums on the internet where you can post pretty much anonymously. So it's been going on for years, and certain groups of anonymous will engage in pranks, internet pranks, like they'll invade a multiplayer game, and all of a sudden there will be hundreds of them there, all looking the same and saying the same thing, maybe singing a Rick Astley song or whatever. Internet pranksters, basically, is what a lot of them were. But then when the Scientology thing came up and the Tom Cruise video leaked...
I was going to ask you if you guys knew how that got leaked.
The Church of Scientology actually released it. They were giving it out.
2 people, yeah.
And somebody got a hold of it and put it on the internet, a clip of it. And it was hilarious and
super hilarious.
Gosh, I know.
It showed how crazy it was.
I've seen the whole thing too. I got myself a copy of the whole event, the whole award ceremony.
I saw on YouTube. I saw some of it, and then some guy. There was like a mock video, or some guy made fun of him.
Yeah.
It was fucking funny. Oh my god.
Have you seen the Scientology is nice?
Yes,
the other guy did.
That was
I love
cute
that
too. Yeah, there's a lot of cute videos out there.
It's really great. Where like the whole thing was like.
Did you watch that Jason Begay interview?
Turned into the launching ground, and a lot of other people joined Anonymous because when you're fighting the Church of Scientology, you have to be anonymous, or they'll come after you. I mean, they came after me.
Yeah, Dave was telling me. Yeah, I want to hear your story. What happened?
It was like 5 or 6 years ago, but I was a student at Ohio State studying comparative religions, and took a course on new religious movements, which of course would include L Ron, and. So I studied, I wrote, I had a huge website I've been working on for 2 or 3 years of coursework, putting all my papers on there, and papers of some of my classmates, and source texts that were public domain. Started studying Scientology, put some information on the website, and they decided that I was leaking their confidential information, and sent me letters from their lawyers telling me to cease and desist, so I took the stuff off my website. 2 weeks later, my home internet turns off. They had contacted my ISP after I complied with their demands.
How'd you find that out?
Our ISP told us why they shut us down when we called them. They said that we were contacted by the lawyers of the Religious Technology Center, and they claim you're violating our copyright. And I'm like, well, turn this back on and check our ports. You'll see we're not sharing any copyrighted information. So after a week of working with them and having to talk to some guy called Keymaster, we got our internet turned back on. But by that point, the Scientologists had managed to take down my website, and I totally lost control of my primary domain name. And then all of a sudden, there's this company I've never heard of before offering to sell it back to me for hundreds of dollars. Very suspicious, very strange. I can't prove that company was Scientology.
Well, if you have the name of the company, we can look it up.
And they did all this without ever going to court. All they did was have their lawyers
Yep.
with big scary letterhead
Right.
send off their letters, and they managed to totally shut me up. So until then, I thought they were just another new religious movement, and I thought they were like everybody else, no problem. I have no problems with them, and then they're attacking me for no reason.
Huh.
So
You know, aside from all the stuff that they've, you know, what got me, you know, not, I wouldn't say against Scientology, but I mean, I guess for essentially I am, but it was because they're protected by laws that are intended to protect corporation and industry.
they are a corporation, yeah.
But they're protected by these trademark, copyright, and intellectual property laws that were intended to protect industry. And then at the same time, they're protected by freedom from taxation, you know, that's
Mhm.
there to protect a religion. So religious industry just sort of seems,
Well, technically in the United States, they're not recognized officially as, quote, religion. It is, quote, a non-taxable non-profit.
Yeah, but when you send your kids to Scientology school, they're the only ones that get
Yeah, they're the
tax
only
credit
ones
for
that
it.
get that special tax break.
Like,
but
if you
for
send your kid to
auditing
Hebrew
and
school, you
religious
don't get it.
training, yeah.
You know, any other religion doesn't get it, only Scientology does.
yeah, that's
There's
not
a
cool.
Jewish couple in Florida that's actually suing the government right now
Over that,
because
yeah.
that they're being denied the same.
Well, good luck to
same
them, man. That's screwed up.
Thing, yeah.
Well, I know that there's a big whoop-de-doo right now in Clearwater because that's like the head of, that's where
Yeah.
everyone
Sea Org.
Scientology
Scientology.
is the Sea Org, that's where Sea Org is. That they wanted to purchase land or did purchase land and they wanted to name it something specific and people were not happy about whatever they were naming it. I don't know like the full story, but there was something like that.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up.
L Ron Land.
Welcome to Scientology world.
Man, dude, that'd be great. The rides would be a trip.
From the first protest I went
Yeah.
to, both him and I,
Well,
we
some
were
of that
both followed
space
back,
opera stuff
and we got them on
would be
videotape.
Dude,
Yeah.
what?
When me and him were leaving the first protest that I went to, which was the second one,
It was the third protest,
it was
actually.
yeah, I went to the third protest
You were
for
followed.
my first one, and we were followed back by the Scientologist named Will. We know his name.
Really?
I
How did you
got-
figure it out?
Well, it's kind of
The
stupid.
second Scientologist that stalked one of us
Yeah.
told us the name of the first one. Actually, I don't know why he actually spilled the guy's
Oh.
name, but he did.
But they sent him back to
Yeah,
New
the
York.
second guy was Sea Org, and as soon
Yeah.
as I leaked his name to the internet, they called him back to New York. I'm
Yeah.
not saying I'm not taking credit for it, but it's
Right.
just weird that as soon as I put his name up on the internet, they ship him out back to New York, which runs the entire East Coast.
Yeah.
I think New York is actually even in charge of Clearwater,
It
except
is.
for Sea Org.
Oh, wow.
So it's interesting.
And if you notice any articles here in any Columbus newspaper, it's always the New York Church. Always
Is
New
it?
York Org. Always.
Yeah, they never quote anybody in Columbus. It's
never.
always New York.
The Columbus Org ain't allowed to speak for itself.
Well, and that's just kind of how things work. It's just, there's such a way about it, you know, to be really familiar with everything, you can't have any misunderstood words, and that is just the basis of not knowing anything, is having misunderstood words, and
Yeah.
it's just very interesting how, you know, you can't talk to people who aren't part of the group. Like, we call it blowing if someone leaves the program before they graduate.
Mhm.
And if you talk to that person that blows and you're still in the program, you will catch ethics probably, and because they are an enemy of the group. And they get you in such a mindset of there are social people, there are antisocial people, and you must.
Antisocial people are SPs. That's L Ron's definition. Yeah.
Antisocial people, yes, they are suppressive, and it's, you know, you just get so comfortable, especially since you're in this building up in Battle Creek or wherever, Albion or Battle Creek, and you're with people that are going through the same thing, and you're going through the stressful stuff day in and day out.
Yeah.
And you'll read about stuff like antisocial, social, being suppressed. You get into the ethical portion of the program, which is, you know, covers, you know, the dynamics and your conditions and just over-its and all of